Yeah. Praise Yah. Praise Yah. Praise Yah. Cool. It's a late night one. Feels like it's been. Oh, man. Come on now. Can't be doing this amateur stuff over here. Let's try that again. Yeah, it's super early in the morning. It's been a long time since I did one of these, but opportunity presented itself. Here I am, really super excited about MPC, man. I love MPC, and I love talking about this stuff. So there's a couple things I want to get into here. And, the first thing I want to get into is talking about this one feature that DECKSAVERS has snuck into MPC 3 that was actually, I would say, my idea. Now, I don't know if anyone else had this idea as well, and like submitted it. I've never been a part of any like beta testing program where you go in, try firmware out, submit ideas and stuff, feature requests, that kind of thing. But I have done like public live streams where I talk about what I think MPC needs, how it could be better, certain features and things. So I'm gonna get into that, and then I want to talk a little bit about why I might be downgrading. So, and I'm curious with y'all. What's up with y'all? What are you thinking? How are you liking MPC 3 so far? Any of you downgrading? But yeah. First of all, though, I want to go ahead and talk about my sample packs over here on PayHip. If you guys want to support the channel, if you find any inspiration from what I do or any value in what I do, go pick up a sample pack. I got a couple of them over there. They're pretty inexpensive. $7 for the Lift the Noise vinyl one-shot instruments. This is a pack I started sharing maybe like a year or two ago, and initially had it on my Teespring store. But moving it over here, I kind of like PayHip better, just because you get your money immediately. But yeah, I got to eat too, so I'm trying to be a little bit more aggressive with the self-promotion and stuff. If you guys want to check out those packs, link in the description. There's a direct link to the Lift the Noise Stole These Sound sample pack with 10 drum kits in it. And then like 47 one-shot instrument samples and key groups. So go ahead and check that out. What's good, Philip? See you in the chat. What's good, man? Yeah, so I haven't actually gotten a chance to make a whole beat in MPC 3, and I really love it. Like, there's a lot of things that I love. I think it's superior in many ways. But I haven't really got to sit down. The first thing that I've done was go ahead and translate my like template into a template I think that would work better in MPC 3, because I could load up my template, but I think some of the things are redundant in my old template that I don't need. So yeah, so I did that. I'll show you what I've got so far, and I really like the mixer, the track mixer. So, because this is really clean. Like, I like the idea of the MPC just showing me what I have in my project, because I'm kind of a neat freak in some ways. Like, when it comes to this, like, I like to see this organized. It's more inspiring to me. I don't have any excess. Part of that minimalistic mindset that I have. So I've only set this up with, and like, this is how I create, man. It's really simple. So I got my drums, and I did have a sample chops track here, but that I figured that was actually not a good idea. It'd be redundant, because like, if I bring a sample in and I decide to chop it, then I'll just create a new track from my chops, just like you would create a new program from chops. And now the MPC has tracks rather than programs, but it still creates a program, and it'll create a whole new track. So it's kind of unnecessary for me to have that chop track. Also, as well, like, sometimes I'll just chop on my drum program that I have my drums, because I might be finger drumming chop on. I've already had chop on. I accidentally sampled myself here, it looks like. Chop on. Yeah, so anyways, I might chop my stuff up here. So then I could just, if I really wanted to, copy this program here easily, and it'll make a new track, right? So this is one of the key things that I like. Now, I already had some ideas on how this could be better, or at least in my mind. They haven't explored it enough. But there are some other cool things. Like, I don't know, my initial thought was this would be cooler if this had kind of like the old ones, like the old, 2.15, if it had, rather than this being tabs for like volume and sends and stuff. I would have liked to see like, and maybe it's here somewhere, a tab for like my submixes and stuff. But I did notice that we now have track selection for submixes and returns and all that. So if you hold main, this is new. You look down under here, I can just click submixes and then boom. Like when I click on, well, I guess I didn't do it there. Let me see, submixes. If I play, I gotta select submix and then press submix 1 or any of the submixes. And now I'm here on submixes. If I go into the track now, I'm seeing all the submixes. So, but that's why, like, initially when I first opened up MPC3 and I looked at the mixer, I was like, okay, this is cool, but it would be nice if you had a submix tab. But if you just do this, I guess it'd be nice if there was, I don't know, so we go straight from drums to submixes. If there was different gestures, maybe I haven't figured it out. See, that seems to like solidly bring it in. So if I use 2 fingers rather than if I go like this, I don't know. But anyways, yeah, this is just kind of learning the navigation and stuff. But yeah, just being a minimalist, I love this. I love the new window, but I'll get into talk about why I might be downgrading. But this little feature, I think, was my idea. And I had this concept or this idea for, yeah, it was a concept for a feature. And what it was called was, what was I calling it? Track groups, something like track groups. And they did something, and this is for in context of Explode. So let me just finger drum something real quick and show you how Track Explode works, because it is much better. And I don't know, this might have been fixed. I don't know if this was actually fixed in 2.15 or not. Someone could tell me, because I haven't actually used Track Explode for a long time, because I just didn't like how it worked. But being that I like to finger drum stuff, I like the idea of Track Explode. Just it wasn't fully worked out in a way that I thought it was useful. So is that even sequence? I didn't have that armed or what? Okay, let's arm that. Let's just do that. Messed up here. Okay. Okay, whatever. Okay, the beat sucks, whatever. But all right, so click on the pencil icon, and then where is it? Track Explode. Explode track right here. Okay, so it's exploding the track. And so what my concept for this Track Explode thing was to have track groups where you could designate. It could be user designated to select what pads go to what tracks. And the reason for that would be because the way that it was working prior was that all your pads would go to different tracks, even if certain pads needed to be grouped together. You know what I mean? So, for example, if I go back to my first track, I have hi-hats. I have an open and a closed hi-hat. So before, Track Explode would put this open hi-hat and this closed hi-hat on 2 different tracks. So that didn't really make sense. And then if you had chops, say I had chops up here and I was finger drumming everything, I believe those chops would also be put on separate pads. Now, why would you want to have your chops that are in the same mute group chopping each other off? You know what I mean? Or not. And why would you want them on different tracks? That doesn't make sense. So if you look at this, let me pull it back up. I was at work and I was checking out how this worked. If you look at this, it's created new tracks. All right. It's created new tracks. And we have tracks that are labeled mute group. So what it has done is that it's bunched up my mute group. So like, hold on, I think I need to, this makes sense here. For some reason, I need to find my grid. Where's my grid at? Grid view. So yeah, as you see, very usefully, like this is how it should have always been, you know, and this is the kind of intent behind the concept of track groups, where you could designate what pads go to what tracks. This kind of just does it for you if things exist within the same mute group, because if they're in the same mute group, you probably want them on the same track. So I have my open hat and closed hat right there on its own track. One thing that's tripping me out though is that I think this might still be like a MIDI track. Is it a MIDI track? That I do not like. It's not. But it has what's interesting, it has created its own track. And in a way, these are still programs, but you see, as I had my whole drum kit on track 1, where I, did the little finger drumming thing, it's actually created its own track and program where this hi-hat and this open hi-hat that were in that mute group are the only samples on this track. And then so if I go back, I guess mute group 2, I guess I have on this one, maybe I'll change the way that I set this up, but I usually have this, no, I don't need to do this, but I have this roll get cut off by this kick. So I'll probably change the way I do that. I probably won't have these in the same mute group, but as you can see, that's a cool little added feature that they snuck in there. It's not something I don't think anyone's talked about or has really been mentioned. And I do believe that's my idea. I don't know if anyone else shared that idea, but I'm sure. I mean, let me not be too proud and think I have crazy wild ideas that are so unique, but it was something that I expressed that would be useful. So it's cool to see that it's in there now. And we got a lot of people in the chat, so what's good though? Let's see what y'all are saying. He looked at for serious work 2.0 and for cool stuff 3.0. Okay. Live 2 is on 3.0 and OGX stays on. Okay, right on. I mean, I think that makes sense too if you're traveling a lot, because that might give you some time to pick it up and learn, try to learn 3.0. The issue with 3 is no software, which makes me stick to 2.0. Yeah. I had an issue with a sampler inserts do not work with the Q links. Inserts do not work with the Q links. Really? I haven't gotten that deep at all to really see, but I know things have changed with the Q links. Like already from my initial look, you know, some things have been moved. It's like, you know, some of the main things, like the first thing I noticed was like the playhead, being able to control the playhead in certain windows. You had to tab over a light on the Q link. So things have been moved a little bit. So maybe that's what it is. Oh, no. Mixers dope on pads. There is a setting with only show what is set. Too bad Q links do not drive the volume for the mixer. Well, you could do it, but you got to change the Q link mode, right? So I believe the Q link mode, you might want to do pad parameter or pad scene is what I like. So pad scene, if you're in there, I gotta go to pad mixer, I guess. I guess this is for per pad. So if I'm on like, this is per pad, so pad scene, right? Well, we got track mode. Let's see if track mode does it. That meets it. Well, yeah, well, if you switch, you can do, this is on track, so if you switch through it, you can control the volume with the bottom Q link, and then I'm not sure what that one's doing. Middle one, that's panning, and this is I don't know, solo and a mute. So you got a mute there or a solo. So yeah, there's a lot of new Q link modes you got to explore. So that's the track one. So as long as you're on the track, you can control the volume. There might be one where you can just do, well, you got a track effects rack. Maybe that might be what you're looking for. There is a volume one, so at the top there. Oh, here we go. So now that might be what you're looking for the mixer. Yeah, so now you got control of 4 at a time right here, and that's a Q link, and then the volume mode, and then I'm doing 4 at a time, tab over, probably another 4 at a time. There you go. I think that's what you meant. Did you slices +1 and random? Super cool. I'm not sure. Saw the slice +1 and random. I think I seen that in a video, but I have not tried that. Cresthead was good. Let me see. SimCity, Big Bro, what's good, man? Just chilling. I'm actually kind of tired, but I seen an opportunity to get to go live, and this is something I wanted to talk about. I've had on my mind. Amplify, what's happening? I need to turn my mic up, or is the mic too loud? You got your drum pack up, SimCity? Fender. On my page, Fender Rhodes guitars, 14 drum kits. Oh, that sounds dope. I'll have to check that out. The dope one was good. Morning. Sampled noisy, bad leveled stuff and put a PEQ4 and air compressor to clean the input. Sampling time. 9:56 a.m. in the UK. Yeah, I just got off work. Everyone was asleep, and technically I don't gotta be up early, so. But I'm not gonna be on here too long. I'm just gonna talk about real quick why I might be downgrading soon, and then get off after I read these chat messages. Yeah, the kids are asleep. I mean, I do these streams when my oldest kids are in school, and my youngest will be in here, and that's fine. You know, I don't mind a little noise back there. So yeah, like I have mornings off, but I get up early most days, get kids ready for school, and then it's just a matter of getting myself ready. I'm kind of slow to wake up. Mikolaj, what's good? I've error in pad perform. When I start a new program and select notes in the perform pad, the pad arrangement is the same as always. But when I start say project, the pad arrangement is different. Is it like changing keys? Because that's one thing I've noticed, even with 2.15, is like if whatever key my beat is in, if I like save it, come back, I started to make a habit of like writing the key in the track name, because you come back into pad perform and then it's like reset. So I don't know if that's the problem you're having, but if so, then that's existed and still exists. So I don't know why that hasn't been fixed. There's some things that there are some new things in pad perform too, which might be interesting. I haven't really looked at too deep, but I think there's still a lot of room for improvement with pad perform, but I mean, it's still cool. Probably the coolest thing for a standalone device as far as like music theory shortcuts, you know. I'm pretty tired here, but I am thinking about downgrading, and the reason that I'm thinking about downgrading is, well, today I was at work, and this was the main thing. So I wasn't, I haven't really made any beats, but I was trying to import some of my song projects from 2.15 into 3.0. And it's just so different. It's just not doing it correctly, where like I just don't understand. Like there's a lot of things like I went through and tried to even manually make some changes, and because like with the whole drum program thing, it's weird because I know this is just how it works now for some reason. I don't know if they'll improve it, but if you got a drum program that is across many tracks from in your 2.15 sequences, what it does is it like just has one track with that program, and then it's sending it to the rest of the tracks as a trigger, and then it's a MIDI track for the rest. So that's odd to begin with. I don't know why they can't just have tracks that reference the same drum program. That I don't understand why that's not possible. That should be changed. And maybe just talking about it helps, but yeah, it's kind of a bummer that like I can't just load my old sequences, because I wanted to get to working on my songs that I've have written. I just need to record, and I was kind of waiting for the arrangement so that I can kind of have a different view on it when I do it. And like I said, I tried to manually do some things, like just make copies of the drum kit that I had on multiple tracks to try to fix it, but still just weird behavior that I just couldn't wrap my head around. So yeah, I had to record these songs. I got to finish these songs, and I hate to like downgrade because I want to learn this thing, and there's so much more that I like about it. Like the track mixer I just like the cleanliness of it and how it looks, and the main screen, and I really want to get to like making some new music on here, with the quick sampling on the main screen and all that, and just doing stuff with the arranger. But that's my reason. Is like I have these songs I need to record. So I mean, my other option is just to load up the programs, and I might do this. I might just load it up and then just resequence everything manually and create a whole new project from it. So that would be my other option. I guess that's not. It's not. Of course, it's not impossible at all. Like I know how to recreate my stuff. Just listen and look at the grid edit and just go ahead and do it. But it is a bummer because I guess I don't know. I feel kind of lazy. I shouldn't have to do that, right? So we'll see what I decide. I might give it a shot. I might. Because when I think about it, I've got 1, 2. It's not that many songs. Maybe 1, 2, and I could take it one at a time. I've got like 4 songs that I'm working on that I'd like to just load up in MPC3 and keep going. But yeah, a bit of a hiccup. So that's my reason. The sampler, my MPC is too loud or what? Like the drums and stuff. Okay, let's see what else is going on. The sampler only records 20 seconds. I've tried to tap it on to try to change it. Like in the, let me see. Let's look at it. I put it back on screen. Well, I changed it right there, just using that. Make sure your Q-Link is on screen. It's the second from the bottom does minutes, and then the bottom one does seconds. Where you were just trying to tap it and like do it manually on the screen, probably. Yeah, so that's your answer right there. I don't understand how to change instruments after I've written my melody. If I use a key group, I can't change it because I've had to delete everything. Let's change the instrument. Let me see. I've got a track here. I want to erase these drums because they're kind of annoying me. Let me undo a bunch of stuff. See what happens. Undo. Let's see if I can undo that explode track. How far back can I go? There. Unexploding. Undoing explode. Okay. Okay, so. Oh, get rid of those drums. Okay. Okay, so you've recorded a melody and say you don't know how to change an instrument. Are you going here to change your instrument? You go to your preset. Ah, I see. See, I haven't got to this point. So everything is undone, is what you said. Well, my stuff's there. For a second, it didn't sound like it was triggering. So after I've written my melody, if I use a key group, I can't change it because I'd have to delete everything. So you're using a key group. I think, let's see, like, can you change, like, if this was, So I guess it might be different if you're using a key group, because you can easily change plugins. Can I change this track easily to a key group? I mean, I could go to load or just press sounds and go to like key group and then user expansions. So I go over here. Let's see. So I got them loading the key group. So, yeah, I mean, I guess that's how, if you want to, is that what you're trying to do, is like you play a melody, but then you decide you don't want the instrument that you've been using and you want to switch it up? If that's what you're asking, then that's how I went about it. Just from here, just go load a different, or press your sounds and go into your browser to where your key groups are, and then select a new key group. You know, I'll go to a different one and just load it. And then it switches out the instrument for your melody that you played. One thing I'm curious about is it discarding everything, or let me see, all samples. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I do like how that works. Oh, and here's the feature. See, this is where the streaming is at. So streaming is on, and see, by default, it looks like we got memory. Or no, this is just to show you what's streaming, I guess. Huh. Nothing is streaming right now. There's a different, there's some other way to decide what is going off this streaming. But what was the point? What I was saying was, I think that's actually kind of cool though, because like before, this is removing a lot of redundancies and like workflow stuff that is weird. Because with key groups, say you do want to bring a different key group in, you're playing a key group, you play a melody, you're like, nah, I don't like this sound. If you load a new key group in here, it just looks like it purges the old one that was on the track. Like if I was using 2.15, I would have two key groups. And then if I wanted to save some room or clear up some space, I would go and I would delete the old key group, and then I would go into project, and then I would hit purge. But it looks like it has eliminated that, which I think is actually cool. You don't have to think about clearing stuff up to make room. So a lot of good things in that regard, you know, it's kind of superior. And then along with the disk streaming thing, things that are going to kind of eliminate the, you know, like just the idea of the limitation of the RAM. Now, I haven't explored where that disk streaming thing is at, but I think you can use it for key groups. But I don't know, I had to watch a video, and then I don't know, maybe in the future, I don't know if now at this point, I don't think they're for plugins yet, like, but ideally like Fabric XL be running off of like disk streaming rather than RAM, but I don't know. Yeah, dope one. I like my wooden case as well. It's actually for a live too, as you can see. There's room here, but it fits. After activating the save project, I have the same note on pads 8 and 9. I'm not sure what you mean. Add some random inversions mode for pad perform. Dominant methods, what's up? You hesitating on the update, or just ain't gotten around to it? Copy notes to a MIDI track and send it to a key root track so you can have the melody and send it to an instrument. Clifford Sims, we are live right now. What's good? Kelvin Jams. As soon as I booted up MPC3, my Key 37 would not recognize my hard drive, which had all my projects and many sounds. So that's a problem. But your Key 37, like an external drive, so like USB. So is it been resolved or not? I have had issues on boot up twice today. A little buggy. It froze on the startup screen. You know, when it just says MPC here. 2 times. So yeah, that's kind of a problem. I had to like a power reset, you know, like hold it down for like 30 seconds. Then it was fine after that, but it did happen to me twice today. Was it working? Yeah, that's a shame. This really is a beta still. We should see 3.0 as its own new thing. Yeah. Let's see where we at. Craftmaster Production was good. X Money X, I can load older projects on mine. Well, I can load them, but do they load up properly? They just act weird for me. You lost an SD card. I lost a thumb drive like last week that had all my drum kits that I purchased on them. So that's a shame too. It's always hard to update in the middle of a project. Just because you never know if things are going to work right, huh? One thing that annoys me is the split function, editing audio. It should snap to 16th. It don't. Isn't that dependent on what your timing correct is set to? I think so. If you set it to 16th, it'll snap to 16th. If you set it to 8th, then it'll snap to 8th and so on. Switching covered. I'm using Hype Fabric a lot. I'm usually getting my sound switching covered. Key groups take an awful lot of time to load. I want to build FL Studio in the MPC at this point. I built an FL Studio in the MPC at this point. I see a lot of things could have done better. Have you seen the guy that actually has coded? He's working on it right now. He's working on an MPC 1 so that he can actually control FL Studio, and he's successfully done like an MPC Studio, like the OG 1 and the 2, so that you can run it to work with FL Studio. It's pretty dope. And I think he's currently coding an MPC 1, so I think that should work with any of the MPCs. But then, it's working as a controller, but it's really interesting. Thank me for what, SimCity? Forget what you're saying. What are you thanking me for? I use keygroups. I like them a lot. So it's got to be on screen. Yeah, making new tracks. I don't know, Craftmaster, if you're referring to what I was talking about with the messed up projects, but I was doing that. So what I was doing was actually what I was doing to try to remedy that is, so MPC3, well, let me see. Let me load something. Project that I was working on. So this is the song I'm trying to finish. So load all the sequences up. And then so the way it works is I had a drum program that goes across like so first of all, okay, see now this is weird because now my drums weren't playing when I did this at work earlier.
I give thanks for the things that I have.
Okay, so yeah, as you can see, like all these tracks here, first track is actual track with audio, and then these ones are MIDI tracks. So what I think I was doing was, so for this, so I want to actually put the actual drum kit on this track. I don't know why I was doing it, because I think I was doing it because
I give thanks for the things that I have.
Let me see. Sounds like the kicks in. See, it actually imported correctly. The sound of it is correct now. But when I did it at work, certain things weren't there. Like I had this reverse crash thing going and it wasn't playing. And then when I played my hook,
I give thanks.
My kicks and my snares weren't there.
For the
this is also weird because I don't like that. So I got a hat track, but I solo it out and it's still playing all my drums. So what I was trying to do, or what I was doing, was going into I don't know my damn alphabet, like G, E, F, G. So going in the project data folder, and then here, I can just go and load the drum program. And so now it's no longer a MIDI track, it's now the drum program, right? But then you also have to, what was it? The send, is it send or IO? Got to turn this send to, so it's not doubling the signal. But I guess this isn't really necessary. I don't know, I was just doing it earlier because things weren't playing right, and I was trying to resequence like my reverse crash and then my drums, and I really can't think of exactly why I was trying to reload all these up, but just because things weren't working right, mainly.
I give thanks for the things that
So wanted to look at the arrangement.
I give thanks for the things that I have. I praise Yah in the open, yeah, 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 yeah. I give thanks for the things that I have. I praise Yah in the open, yeah, 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 yeah.
Stop and pray, give thanks for the day. Stop and pray, give thanks for this day. Some would say that's religious. I just know I fall short, but I'm thankful for the grace that the Most High do give us. Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna save this. I might not have to downgrade after all. I might not have to downgrade after all, but what I'm going to do is go ahead and save like a project as and save this as a, save it with the same title, but then add MPC3 at the end, so I know that it's an MPC3 project. But that's nice. It actually loaded correctly this time. Give thanks. PC3 version. Although, I'm gonna undo that. I'm gonna let these be the MIDI tracks and kind of, if I can get back. Add symbol. Huh. I'm trying to do a bridge on this one. I'm getting pretty nerdy with like the songwriting stuff. Like I laid my outro a coda. That's pretty nerdy. I just learned that one. Okay, what am I doing? Okay, save. Yeah, cool. I think I can wrap it up now. I just want to get that off my chest, and I wasn't even going to load that up. I just wanted to talk about why I was probably going to downgrade and I was going to do it. But I mean, if I can get them to successfully load, I have no idea why it would load differently this time versus the last time, but that's dope. I can work with that and just move forward. Because honestly, like I really do think the UI of MPC3 and some of the workflow things are just superior. And I'm ready to move on. I don't gotta hold on to past stuff. Like, you know, I get that mentality. I understand it, but nah, I'm more about like a growth mentality. And I understand also the point of view of people saying, you know, course is not gonna make you a better musician, a better producer, songwriter or anything, just having, but it might, you know. I mean, if you have certain things that just contribute to a smoother workflow that allows you to try more ideas, you know, being able to try more ideas, I think gets you to a different level quicker, because then you can understand what kind of techniques work, what kind of sounds work with what in a quicker fashion, and not having like a cluttered, not having a cluttered environment in general in your life is a good thing. You know, you want to reach your goals. You want to get like organized and disciplined and have a clear vision and stuff. So that's why I think these things do matter. And that's why I think a lot of the things are improvements. Just the mixer and all, just everything visually. But, you know, do what you want to do, whatever works for you. So I'm sure this isn't the last time I'll run into any kind of hiccups or what, you know. But it's all good, man. This is cool. It's exciting. So I'm going to go through the chat real quick before I wrap it up, because it is kind of late. But how are y'all feeling so far with MPC3? On the software, key groups are cool, but no software desktop version on 3.0 hits, man. Yeah, man, I get you. I can understand you, but you know, I mean, I think you've watched my channel enough times to realize that I don't really sympathize, because I just like to stay inside of this box. But I get it, man. there's a lot you can do being connected to a computer. Best standalone move is to have a synth romper to go with your MPC. Yeah, that's what's up. I'm actually, like, I've been really curious about getting a Korg Wave State, like the desktop version. I think that would be really nice because it is like a rompler, because you can go straight up just acoustic sounds on it, but then it gives you like the choice to really do some like creative sounds, you know, like sound design with that wave state. It's just some crazy stuff you can come up with, and it sounds cinematic, and I always love that. Like, if I wasn't writing songs, I think the other option I would be doing would be like film scoring. So I think that thing sounds dope. I don't know, I might go there. We'll see. Buttons are filters. Long presses sample for disk streaming the sample. Really? You can do individual samples. This is probably in the browser, huh? So if I was like in here.
I give thanks for the things that I have.
Yeah, I'm not sure where to do it yet. I'll figure it out. Any way to change the time division to 6/8? See, yeah, I don't know. These I always creating 4/4, but that is one thing I think I noticed. I believe some of the older MPCs let you do that, but I don't think you can do that with the new MPCs. I believe there is like a way to set your default project default to somewhere, I believe. Is it in here? Sequencer. Man, I swear I remember. I might just be overlooking it, but I swear, like in the preferences, you could choose. Craftmaster, you probably know the answer to this, right? Is it here? I should be jumping through stuff, not really looking at it. Y'all see that bubble on my hand? That shit looks mad goofy. I got some hot butter on my hand today. It's funny, I forgot that was even there. I can see it on the screen like that. It's goofy. Yeah. Oh, I'm tripping. I swear it was in here somewhere. I don't know. I'm tired. I'm not even looking for this. I'm like halfway looking for this. Someone tell me where it's at. I swear it was there somewhere. But thanks for the question, David. I may look into it later. Purge. The thing that often does not delete the sample, so you need to do it in software. What do you mean? You saying Purge doesn't delete the samples? I've had no issue with Purge. The live one has its own aesthetic, more minimal. It is looking great. If you have kids asleep, there is no point. Yeah. Well, I'm actually, this is rare for me now. Like the seasons change, and I adjust to like what I'm doing and when I'm doing stuff. It's just it doesn't make sense for me to be up this late really anymore, because during the weekday, kids got to go to school, so I got to get up, and then during the weekend, my wife goes to work early, like 5, 6 in the morning, and so I'm gonna have to get up for the little one, or the other kids, depending on if they're here. Sometimes they go stay with my mom, so regardless, I got to get up for the kids. But my wife's not going to work, so she was asleep when I got here, so I figured I'd get on. And the kids oftentimes go jump in the bed, so they're in there with my spot. I'm like, well, if you're in my spot, I'm just going to sit up and go live for a minute. I wasn't happy with the new update. I'm saying it's new update. I'm not saying it's horrible. It didn't give me any problems, but I don't like the interface. It doesn't even look like an MPC. I don't know. I think it kind of does. Like, I did the comparison of this and MPC, the JJ MPC3, and I think it's somewhat similar to that. So this is more. It does look like an MPC if you ever use like an MPC 2500 or 1000 with JJos, because that had like this little arrangement screen. At the like I'll actually just pull it out right now and show you guys. So I got it right now. I got it right here. Actually, I can't. I was thinking this thing was battery powered, but obviously it's not battery powered. And I'm not even gonna try to plug it in. I thought it would have been cool to show you, but I'm lazy, so I'm tired and I'm feeling lazy. So oh well, sorry. It was a cool idea, but whatever. Some of y'all probably know JJos. You got MIDI notes on the main screen. And even like this, JJos has pad mixer and a track mixer that's linear like this as well. So yeah, and those were some of the coolest MPCs, man. Like, that was groundbreaking. So to say this doesn't look like an MPC, I mean, I understand. When I seen the videos of it, I'm like, well, the concept of the idea of it was really intriguing, but then I was like, oh yeah, it does look a little too different. But I mean, really, if you look at it, you still have the different sections, right? Your sequence, like you do, like 2.15 has 3 sections. Top sequence, that's there. You still have that stuff there. And then this is technically your program. And instead of having lines this way, these are kind of together, so in tabs. It's pretty much the same. And this is an improvement. This simple thing is an improvement. I never used the pullout. I thought that was kind of awkward, where you had your custom favorite stuff. I always press menu and go to them. So just the fact that that's there, fit in there, that's cool. That's an improvement to me, because I don't have a sampler button on the live one, so make that one of my go-to things. Sound browser right there. That's definitely going to be a go-to. Pad and channel mixer. Browse. I mean, I could put something else there because I can easily go to browse here. But yeah, having that not being a pullout, the pullout thing, kind of awkward when you think about it. It was nice. Like I said, I would still have my favorites, but I would always press menu and then go to them rather than pull out. It just didn't work for me. Uh, 3.0, 2.1 has been loading experience. Bad loading experience on boot. I never experienced. Are you having like the freeze ups too, like I was talking about earlier? I never really had that problem with 2.15. Sending Wi-Fi analytics. So it like slows down. James Porsche, what's up? I like the speaker late at night. It's so close to you. No need for big volume. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I kind of hate to let my Live 2 go. My Live 2 is actually up on eBay right now. And because I have multiple NPCs, I mean, my thought is I don't need them all. And so I got this one. Really, honestly, like I always sell stuff. So, and the reason I'm getting rid of that one is because I can get some more money for it than this. And this I can still have a portable unit. It's a little more beat up. It's okay. But it's all temporary. That's how I look at it. And then I also figure that we might have a new NPC coming out. And if it's a Live Mini, then I'm gonna want that. And I don't necessarily need the Live 2 because the Live Mini would be my go-to. The Live Mini is a unicorn, whatever. If they do come out with an NPC, maybe I'll try it. But if it's not a portable, I probably won't keep it. So I'll still have this. So I love NPCs. I'll always stick with NPCs, but I'm never really too attached to any one NPC. You know what I mean? Like I sell them, rebuy them, sell them, rebuy them, and that's it. So I am kind of waiting to see what comes out next. Will there be an MPC 3 hardware? Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, you can't do music with your kids. Sit on the couch with the Live 2 and be able to actually be productive with your kids around. There's no way. Ain't no way. They're gonna want to play. Let's see. Hey, baby. Go lay down, okay? Watch out for your sister. She's on the floor there. Go lay down. Are you cold? Okay. Go grab the blanket. On that FL script, I want to buy it just to see how he did it so I can do some funky stuff with my Studio Black. Can be used for a lot of things, and not only music, but controlling visuals. Oh, okay, interesting. So you definitely have seen that. The magic of such a complex NPC. Not sure if 3 is needed. What do you mean 3 is needed here? 3 NPCs or NPC 3? Yeah, I'm not opposed to mouse support. People talk about why would you want a mouse, as if not making music, like the sole reason that you don't make music on a computer is because of the mouse. That's not the reason. If you're standalone, if you are like in that mind state, that's definitely not the reason. You might share some of the reasons that I have, and it's, for one, it's limiting yourself. 2, it's removing those distractions, and then I could probably go deeper in that, but here, go to bed. I'll be right back, fellas. What I use to record vocals, I have Well, first of all, this mic here that I'm using, Shure SM7B, and it goes into a cloud lifter, and the cloud lifter goes into a DBX 286S mic preamp, and that has a compressor and a de-esser on it that I use, and that just goes into the MP. Well, it does go into one other thing, but this is just for like, this isn't really for anything but mixing two sounds and being able to mute my mic out while I'm streaming. If I want to record, sample something else in, like say I'm sampling a record, so I got a record player over here, and I can mute my. So that's just really a mixer, but yeah, the main thing is the mic and the DBX 286S. If you want to look at those, like the mic pre a little closer, there should be a link in my description. Shit. One good thing is tempo change events in the list view. Does that exist in there? Do you guys really use list view for more than like I've used it to delete like accidental mutes, and that's it. For disk streaming, it is in the sample pool in the project when you are in the menu screen. Okay. I was kind of picturing that. Damn, chat winner just jumped. Three 3.0 is the future, so embrace it. Well, I think it's tempo change. Mouse support exists, but it is purposefully disabled. Is that right? How do you know this? And are you able to hack it or what? Yeah, it does sound like the couch. I was just thinking that. Because my other daughter just woke up. I told her to go back to bed. And she went into my room. So there's a wife and then two of the biggest kids are in there. Little one's out here, so I guess I'll stay out here with her. But she probably won't be out here very long. Perry was good. Good morning. The menu is 2 pages now. Yeah, that's cool. I was looking for a pad color and it was on page 2. Yeah, I seen that in the video. So maybe they'll be adding some other stuff. I put the 3-on-1 live and sticking with 2.5 on my old one. Our Make Beast was good. You got MPC 3? Be jamming was good. I know you got MPC 3. You've been waiting on that. I think it's funny that I remember talking to you in a comment asking if you'd consider the MPC Key 37, and you're like, nah. And then I think it was until when MPC 3 was announced, you're like, I'm gonna jump on this. So how you feeling about it, man? How do you like the arranger? I think that's what you're really looking forward to. I got the kid to sing into the mic and recorded him on the MPC. Then the next day, made a song around it and gave him a play. He liked it a lot and wants to do more. That's great. That's cool. Yeah, I got to figure out how to get my kids more involved. I mean, they're interested, but I don't know, man. I feel like maybe I've kind of excluded myself from. It's because I don't know. I don't even really want to get into it right now. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out the balance of life things and being a good dad and having like ambitions and stuff. Yeah. I don't know if they'll put a preamp in the MPC. Maybe in like the next flagship I wonder what their thought process is with the naming, like, of the NPCs. Like, do you think there's some foresight on? You think they've planned out, you know, what NPCs are coming? Because you got the NPC X and then the live, and the X could mean 10, and you got the live 2, and then you got the NPC 1. Will there be an NPC 3, or like what's next? Would an NPC 3 be the next flagship, or would it be another live? You know what I mean? What would the next flagship be called after X? Like, what do you go to? Z? Like, Beats Pockets was good. I don't know. On the live 2, your input has one channel louder than the other. As far as I know, you need to use a dongle-based mouse. Once they dropped the MPC 3.0 with the arranger and less jumping around, I was hooked. I love the MPC Key 37. That's what's up, man. Glad you're happy with that. That's great. I haven't pulled my Key 37 out in a while. I was thinking about doing it. Thinking about putting MPC 3 on there. I do have the Key 37, but I'm not sure if I'm upgrading to the MPC 3.0. I'm so used to 2.15 workflow. Using a stylus for the standalone note edits, one with the transparent disc for fine work. You know, I think I bought this used, but it had one, I think something like that, similar to what you're saying. But I never considered what that was, so I might look at pulling that out. Next one with the Roger Lynn collab. This one stings. MKII. Yeah, that'd be cool. I was thinking, like, that would be cool to have. This is my thought for an NPC that has MKII. I don't know. I was just like finger drumming the other day. Where are my sounds at here? See, like certain things just, this doesn't seem like it's working now. See, this is what it was behaving like earlier. So I have, obviously there's sounds there. All right. These are working. But here, there's no playback. And this is what was going on, I think, when I was at work earlier. I don't know why I see that. Hold on, let me try to reload this. Okay, hold on. Still the same thing. See, this is just random. Like it's random. I give that. See, my kick drum should be playing here. And they're not. Okay, so here I am. I don't know. We'll see. I'll look at this again tomorrow. But what I was talking about, you were saying like a new MPC with MKII pads. I think that's dope. And I think it would be cool. So I was like finger drumming and like I was doing this like snare here, and I was just like focusing on hitting the top corner, because when I did, for some reason, I was getting like a flam, like a double trigger, which sounded cool. So I was trying to like kind of use that as a technique, but it wouldn't always work. But it gave me the thought, like thinking about a new piece of hardware, like if the MKII allowed you to control different layers, like by pressing different corners, say like if you specifically tapped on one corner, that it would play like layer 1, and this corner like layer 2, 3, or 4, you know what I mean? If you hit the center, maybe it hits them all or something. I don't know. That would be interesting though, like if you could program that in, like in your, you know, like when you go into track edit in your global section and you have layer play, like if you could determine that here, like on some MKII pads where you can actually use a different corner to select to play a different sample, because you could do randomization or just cycle through them. But yeah, like if you had each corner was a layer, that'd be interesting. So I'm gonna try to wrap this up. Anyways, my battery's dying. Phone's getting super hot. I forgot to put them. Let me see. Maybe keep it going a little bit longer. Try working in just arranger views. Super nice. Yeah, I wanted to do that, but when I first looked at it, like when I did the stream the other day, was it yesterday or the day before? I don't know how long this has been out. I don't know. I couldn't see anything you could do, but yeah, I'll definitely try it out. I think, you know what I'll do? I think I'm going to pull out the Key 37 for the next one and just try to make a beat in the arranger and give that a try. Oh, okay. Mute automation. I don't know if I don't really, unless I did it by accident, and I do that sometimes. Like I was talking about earlier, having the list edit. That's the only reason I use it is when I accidentally add in some mute automation. All these technicalities aside, you lift my soul when you sing about being grateful and all. I appreciate that, man. This song, yeah, I don't know. I've been really procrastinating lately, and my last 2 songs that I have ready, I think maybe because I think the importance of them to me and what they've kind of done for me is pretty big. So I appreciate that word, because I think the songs have helped me. Like this song here especially, I feel like it just kind of came out of nowhere, and I'm grateful for that. You know, I feel like that sometimes. Like sometimes the creative stuff we do just comes out the ether, you know? Like, so I don't know, man. I've been hesitating. This one's ready. It just needs to be recorded pretty much. Honestly, like I don't know. I think it's self-sabotage. I think we really do that sometimes, because this is the song that I've decided, like I've got 2 verses written, but I've decided that this is the one that I want to put a bridge on, because I want to try something different. I've never tried a bridge, so I went and watched the videos about bridges. What are they? Because I never really considered them. And I put a bridge, and I think it's only 4 or 8 bars, and I'm literally like choking like on the last 2 lines of it. Like the last like half a bar of lyrics I haven't finished, and it might be some self-sabotage because I don't want to let it go, because I know maybe that's like, and I haven't even explored this one on myself, and I try to go deep sometimes and understand. But one thing I have come to understand is, like, in recording these songs so far, what I've learned is once I record them, I feel like they're no longer mine, or I don't really care about them in a way, you know? Like they're a stepping stone, and it's not like I go back and like listen to them over and over. And I've noticed that I appreciate the process of making them more so than I do at the end product, because I'm usually by the end I'm not impressed with what I've done. You know, I'm ready to level up. Like I listen to my old songs, like, yeah, I can do a lot better, and that's gonna come. So maybe deep down I'm just not ready to let this one go, because it actually it actually has like, I don't know, been therapeutic for me in a way. So, and I've even teared up a little bit. I've you know what? I'll be honest with y'all. I've cried more in my 30s than I have in my whole life. I think I've always been not connected to my emotions and shit. So I'm not even really afraid to say that. You know. Anyways, let's move on. I don't even know if I'm even touch 8 layers. It's crazy. For MPE, may make more sense to do it on Force style box. Yeah. They need to come with a Force 2. I mean, that Force 2 that rivals Push 3 with MPE, like, damn. Push 3, you just... And Push 3 looks dope, but a lot of things I've heard of it, about it, like, it's kind of fallen short compared to what you can do, like, with an MPC. Overthinking for sure. Yeah, you just got to be free with stuff and let it go. But I didn't even think about it till now. I was like, maybe I'm really just trying to hold on to this one, and that's why I'm not finishing it. There's like a mental block that I don't want to let it go yet. Just upgrade. Don't be afraid. I mean, you don't have to keep it. There's an easy downgrade button. As long as you're connected to Wi-Fi, you can downgrade within the preferences, same spot you would upgrade at. Might as well try it, man. There's nothing to be afraid of. That's no way to be. Oh yeah, man, you've made the cinematic album. I need to hear that. Dude, why don't you? I never see you always doing gear videos. I haven't seen any promotional videos or your actual music. You don't. Do you even put it on YouTube? I know you put it on Bandcamp, right? Music they being played on the local. Yeah, that's dope. It's on the radio, man. I got a local radio station too. I should maybe think about getting some of my music over there, like a nonprofit too. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's dope. Don't worry, you'll definitely cry even more in your 40s. That's what's up. The title of this live: what feature did they sneak in, and why would you possibly downgrade? Yeah, I went over that. Like I got like 7% on my phone. It's definitely gonna die. Yeah. So the feature was, if you run it back, it's pretty early in it. There's with the explode tracks. You know how explode tracks works. It would explode every pad to a separate track, right? And I actually had suggested that they do something called track groups, where you can determine, you can put like these pads, like 4 or 5 pads, whatever you choose, into a track so that they go together when they explode into that track group. So now it's set up. Or my other thought was that tracks that are in the same mute group go to the same track, because it doesn't make sense to have your open and closed hats on different tracks, or your sample chops on different tracks. If they're in the same mute group, they need to be on the same track. And so now it's set up, if they're on the same mute group, when it explodes, it's going to go to its own track with all those in that same mute group. And it'll say mute group 1, mute group 2. That's how it'll name the track. So that was snuck in. And honestly, I haven't used explode tracks in like 2.0, 2.15. So it's been a while. I don't know if they even added that before, but I think it's just an MPC3 thing. So they kind of snuck that in. I don't see anyone talking about it at all. It's kind of an overlooked feature. I don't know how many people actually use, but definitely a nice little thing. And then, yeah, I don't know, 4% on the phone. And then just the projects loading incorrectly. My 2.15 project loading incorrectly. And I need to finish recording these songs. So, like, if they're not going to load correctly, I'm going to need to move back and finish my songs before I can move to MPC3 again. But I definitely want to move on to MPC3. It's just, it's just for those songs, like if I could finish those first, because I seem to be having issues with them in here. So that's it. Mutes are global. I understand that. I don't mind it. You promote it. It's on all platforms. Bandcamp allows people to purchase it. Yeah, I'm just saying I haven't seen like that stuff on YouTube. But hey, I'm gonna wrap this up. I appreciate it, man. Thank y'all for kicking it with me. Phone's about to die, and yeah, we'll talk next time. Y'all bless, and I'll keep on running with your dreams. All right.